Hello and welcome to a new lesson where we will learn together how to configure network in Linux with the Network Manager Command Line Interface or NMCLI. NMCLI is very easy to follow and it's one of the easiest ways to configure the network. So let's start our lesson by listing all available connections on our system. And to do that, let's type NMCLI, then con for the connection and show. So this command will list all available connections on the system. Now let's press enter. Okay, as you see here on our system we have 3 connections available. We can also show the active connections only, and to do that let's type the same command, but this time I will add -- active option. Now press enter. As you see we got the same result because all the 3 connections are active. Okay, now I want to list all information available about ETH0 connection. To do that, I will type NMCLI show, then I will open 2 quotations, and between the quotations I will type the name of the connection, which is ETH0. We can pipe this to less because we will get a lot of information, so I want to display all those information in less. Now press enter. As you see from the shown result, I can know the connection ID and the connection UUID. Also I can know that this connection is auto-connect. Auto-connect here means that when I reboot the system or boot the system, this connection will be up automatically. Okay, now let's quit, and now let's check the device status. So let's type in mcli dev status and let's press enter. So the NMCLI dev status command will list all devices that are connected to our system, and you will know the state of each connection. For example, here we have ETH0, the type Ethernet, the state is connected. But if we look down to ETH1, we will find that the state of ETH1 is disconnected. Okay, here I am interested in ETH0, so let's show more information about this device. And to do that, let's run nmcli dev show ETH0. Now press enter. Okay, as you see here in the shown result, I can know that this device type is Ethernet. I can know the MAC address of ETH0. Also, I can know that this device has IP version 4, which ends with 104. I also can know that the default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Also, the DNS or name server for this device is 192.168.1.1. Okay, now let's start creating network connections with NMCLI command. To add a connection or to add a new connection on our system, I will type NMCLI, then con, and because we are going to add a connection, I will type add. Then I will give the connection a name, and to set a connection name, type con-name, then between 2 quotations, type the name of the connection. I will type default. Then define the type of this connection. So the type will be Ethernet, and this connection will be created on ETH0. So I will type if name ETH0. So let's explain this command again. This command will create a connection with the name default. The type of the connection will be Ethernet. this connection will be created on ETH0 network card. Now let's press enter. Now let's activate this connection. To activate a connection, type nmcli con up, then type the connection name, which is default. Now press enter. As you see now, the connection successfully activated. Let's list information about this connection. So let's run nmcli con show, then the connection name, which is default. Now press enter. As you see here in the shown result, I can know that the default connection has the IP 192.168.1.104, and the default gateway is 192.168.1.1. And if we go up, we can know that the state of this connection is activated. And if we go up, we can see that connection.autoconnect set to be yes, which means that this connection will be automatically connected when we reboot the system. Okay, here is the command that I have used to add a default connection. So in this case, using this command, I have added a default connection. This connection takes its default setting from the DHCP server. Okay, now let's check how can we add another connection and how to add this connection with a static IP. So I will add a new connection with the name static, and I will provide the IP and the gateway for this connection. We will do that using the nmcli command. So let's type nmcli, then con. Now let's give the connection a name. So I will type con name, then the name of this connection will be static. This connection will be created on ETH0, so I will type if name, then ETH0. I will set the auto connect here to no, so let's type auto connect, then no, then the type of this connection Ethernet. Now I will give this connection an IP, and to add an IP for the connection, type IP, then our IP will be 192.168.1.120/24. And to add a default gateway, I will type gateway 4, then I will provide the gateway IP 192.168.1.1. So this command will add a new connection on Ethernet 0. The connection name is static. This connection will not be automatically connected when we reboot the system. The type of this connection is Ethernet, and we provided an IP for this connection. Here is the IP and the default gateway as we see here. Now let's press enter. Okay, it seems that I didn't type the command correctly. So here, after the con, I have to add. Okay, now let's press enter. Okay, it seems that I have an error here, unexpected argument IP. So let's type the command again. Okay, now let's add the add here, and for the IP, this should IP 4. Now press enter. Okay, as you see now, we managed to create a new connection with the name static. Okay, now let's list all available connections. So let's run nmcli con show. As you see now, we have the default connection and the static connection. We can't activate the both connections together because they are on the same network card, which is ETH0. So now I will activate the static connection, and to activate the static connection, let's run nmcli con up, then the name of the connection, which is static. Now press enter. Now let's list the active connections. So let's add -- active to this comment. And as you see here, the static connection is active. Okay, now let's move to another topic in our lesson, and let's check how can we modify network interfaces with nmcli command. As we saw, we have activated the static connection. So let's list more information about static. So let's run nmcli con show then static connection. Okay, let's go up to the connection auto connect. As we see here, the auto connect is set to be no. I want to modify this to be yes. So let's check how can we do that. To modify a connection using an mcli command, I will run or type nmcli, then con. Then to modify a connection, I will type mod for modification. Then I will type static, which is the name of the connection. Then I will type the value that I want to modify, which is connection dot auto connect. Now let's modify the auto connect to be yes. Now press enter. Let's list information about static connection, and if we go up, we will find that connection.autoconnect now is set to be yes. Okay, now we have modified the autoconnect to be yes. Let's check how can we add or modify the DNS for static connection. So let's run the nmcli con mod then static connection to modify the static connection. To modify the DNS or the name server, I will type IP version 4.dns. Then I will type the new DNS. I will type 8.8.8.8. And by the way, this is the public DNS of Google, and you can use it. Now let's press enter. Okay, now we have modified the connection.autoconnect. Also, we have modified the IP version 4.dns. Now let's modify the IP for static connection. So let's run nmcli con mod, then static, which is the connection name. Now to modify the IP for the static connection, I will type IPv4.addresses. Then I will provide the new IP, which will be 192.168.1.121/24. And if you needed to modify the default gateway, you will type IPv4.gateway, then type the new gateway. In this example, I will type the same gateway. Now let's press enter. Also, let's check how can we add another IP to the static connection. So let's type the same command in mcli con mod static IP version 4. But to add another IP, we will add + before IPv4.addresses. Now let's type the secondary IP 192.168.1.122/24. Now press enter. Okay, now let's show ETH0 information. So let's type nmcli dev show ETH0. As you see, nothing has been changed. We still work on the old IP. So to apply our modification, we have to activate or reactivate the static connection. And to do that, let's type nmcli con up, then the connection name, which is static. Now press enter. Now let's run the show ETH0 again. As you see here, now we have the new IP and we have added a secondary IP, and the new DNS is the public DNS of Google. To be more sure about our modifications, we can run IP addr show ETH0. As you see here, we have two IPs. The first one which ends with 121, and the second IP which ends with 122. We can check the route also by running IP route, and to be sure that we can connect to our default gateway, let's ping the gateway. So I will type ping -c3, then 192.168.1.1. Now press enter. As you see, we got a response from the default gateway, and by that we get to the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching, and see you in next lesson.